It's 20 to 8 in the evening on the 11th of September 2014. There's a lot of stuff coming up over the coming month, and it's going to get pretty weird out there. And I'm going to throw a few irons into the fire over the coming few days. So here's a kind of taster of one of them. Much of today I've spent looking at the horoscopes of the union of England with Scotland that created the nation that's now currently known as Great Britain. And this occurred, as far as the records go, it legally came into operation at midnight at the start of the 1st of May 1707. Both looking at the natal chart of that and the progressed chart of that shows no sign of what I would call major change, to my surprise. But I then looked at the 1801 chart, which is the union of Britain with Ireland, which created the British Isles and larger Great Britain for 150 years. And that's under massive change. Massive. But as someone was pointing out today, the polar poles is alternating between 50.5% and 51% one way or another. Even if it's something like 52, 53, 54%, it doesn't matter. The damage is done. And all around the world, other governments and especially corporations are cursing the British government. They've pulled the genie out of the bottle. The notion of independence and devolution for individual states is now really out the bag. And if the Scots get a lot more devolution, then the Welsh will want it, and the Northern Irish. And then there's certain towns in England who are really hacked off with the amount of money that gets spent in London compared to the other cities. So, you know, the cat's out the bag. And this is the start of the end of the old political systems. All the political leaders of Britain are rushing to Scotland to try and persuade the people that they should keep the Union. I'm not convinced. And whichever way the outcome is going to leave quite a big rump of disaffected people. And the genie's out the bottle. This is going to have repercussions all around the world. Catalonia, particularly, Spain, Barcelona, and the Basque countries. Other places, northern Italy, all around the world, we're going to see the desire to return to a more autonomous form of localized government, both at the macro and the micro level. And obviously there'll still need to be some form of centralized focus, but not necessarily run by political parties. Elsewhere, we're seeing the potentials for this referendum in Scotland to be being watched very keenly indeed. Australia, for some reason, is fascinated by it. As I believe is Texas. The idea of Texas seceding from the Union of America is something that's come up before. And perhaps I'll get a chance to look at the horoscope of Texas in the next few days. If anyone actually knows the date of that Texas became a state of the Union and the time and place that that took place, I'd be fascinated to have a look. Because if anywhere is going to secede from the Union, it's going to be Texas or New Mexico or Arizona or something like that, I would have thought. All of this talk of secession, represented astrologically by the Uranus-Pluto square, given the choice of backing Pluto in structural, governmental, orthodox, disciplined, hard-working Capricorn, or backing Uranus in feisty, fiery, dynamic, active, initiatory Aries, given the choice, I'd back Uranus every time. And I think we're seeing now the first signs of social change, for which the Grand Cross in recent times has been the trigger. I note very clearly that at this time we're just heading into the start of Mercury retrograde shadow, and that Pluto's about to stand still. So it really does seem as if we're heading into the cauldron. And it does seem like the next 4 to 6 weeks are going to be exponentially experiential. And I look forward to commenting on them. Okay, that's it for tonight. Catch you in the morning. Good night.